Right, welcome back to another video. So today I'm doing a drop test between a Samsung. We've got a Tab S2, I think it said it was, and I've got an iPad mini. So these are both from about the same sort of era, and these are both like sort of smaller tablets. So you can see both of them are working perfectly. I actually dropped the Samsung, so it's got a couple wee scrapes on it, but thankfully it didn't touch the screen. So this is working perfectly, I say that. I mean, it's a piece of rubbish. So it's not amazing. And then iPad mini we have in its box, sweet treat for you guys, and you can see this is also working perfectly. So I'll just take that out the box, throw that off to the side there, so you can see the iPad is looking really nice. Out of the two devices, this is the one that I'd want to use. This is the one that I would want to have. It just seems to, it's a much nicer tablet than the Samsung to hold, especially with the glass and aluminium. This just feels a bit plasticky, but we're gonna see what the difference is when it comes to durability. We've got some loud seagulls overhead, so that won't matter, so we'll just get going. So I don't know, I think I'll just sort of start, just give it a wee sort of toss to the floor in the corner. So we'll just do that with our Samsung, and then we'll do the same with our iPad. In fact, actually, I'll also just put up the slow motion camera just in case we get some good shots from that. So, got a big sort of gouge in the plastic there. iPad is same sort of damage, just not quite as bad. So maybe just do that from a wee bit higher up now. That's gone a bit for travelling. Then get the same with the iPad. Okay, that just came completely to a stop. So the iPad is much the same, just a wee bit of a sort of bigger gouge into it there. Front is looking good. The Samsung, more of the same, just some sort of scrapes, scuffed up. So the plastic in the Samsung seems to be a lot softer on the edges, and it's also a lot more bouncy. The iPad seems to be taking a bit more energy through the metal, but it's also quite a bit stronger. So I'll now do sort of a backdrop test. So we'll just sort of frisbee the Samsung like that, and then, oh, a bit of a jump from the iPad there. Samsung's still looking pretty good. Just got, it's taken on some dirt more than anything else. It just seems to have gotten some dirt into the cracks. I can also open up the camera app, see if that's still working. Oh, we're in selfie mode. I mean, that is a good camera if I've ever seen one. Flip it around. That's still looking okay as well. The iPad got a lot of dents there, so you can see actually the iPad might have done worse here, because that metal's dented itself, whereas the Samsung, it's softer but it hasn't dented from the impact. So that's interesting. iPad is still working as well. Wee camera comparison between the two of them, neither particularly good. The iPad seems to have some colour in its camera though. The Samsung seems to be a little bit grey, so maybe I'll try and smash the camera, see if I can find like a rock or something. Pick this up from over here. So we'll just try and wallet that down. Get another one. So that's not really made too much of a difference there. You can see that SIM tray's just popped out. I'm actually quite impressed there. So the Samsung hasn't, it's got the tiniest little scrape there, but that's been absolutely fine. I don't actually think the iPad's going to do so well, so let's aim it now. Open up the camera again, 3, 2, 1. Oh, took a picture for us there. Okay. So again, lots more scraping around it. The camera itself's got a wee scratch on it, but it's actually okay. Let's take a big. Again, that's actually still looking alright. Oh, you can see the camera's actually getting pushed in there. So I don't know if maybe a couple more bashes and we'll start to get somewhere with that. In fairness, I'm going to give the Samsung the same treatment. So it's still working as well. Also just got it's starting to get a bit more sort of pushed in. Not as bad as the iPad though. I don't know if you can see it in video, but we keep getting some sort of screen, something's coming up on the screen. Oh, so the iPad's actually recording now. The back camera is all kinds of bashed up, but it's still working fine, so I think I'm happy to give that a pass. So I'm now just going to sort of frisbee it at the floor on the corner, see how much damage I can get. 3, 2, 1. There goes the Samsung. We'll do the same with the iPad. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So the iPad didn't. The Samsung likes to travel when you drop it. How's it looking? Okay, so you can see that's just bent the whole bottom corner in there. So it's actually come up over the screen. It's separating the front from the back a little bit. But it seems to still be working fine. Do we still have, so the camera's still working there, do we still have sound? Yep, sound's absolutely fine. I'll put that down. How's our iPad? Oh! So the iPad has, right, so you can see that's hit this top corner here. So we were already bashing that with the camera. So you can see the camera's now actually sunk inside. It's bent at this mute switch here, so that's a point of weakness, and it's bent around the front, the screen's been pushed out, and it's actually shattered the LCD as well. I don't know if I should have expected that, because that was a lot of impact we put through that there. So this was, Samsung took it on the bottom, iPad took it right on the top. We'll check this out if we still got our sound working. Yep, so the iPad does seem to be still working underneath the damage. The rear camera, even though it's now pressed into the iPad, I mean, I don't know if you can see sort of side on there, is that coming through? Quite how far in that's gone, is still working. The front is lifting away, so maybe can turn that around. Yep, so that's still working, but it's just, yeah, the screen is still working underneath here, so that's actually kind of impressive. But that won't be a win for the iPad at all. So I think do something similar again. This time I might throw it up straight into there and see what happens. So we'll do the Samsung first. 3, 2, 1. And then the iPad, I think with the damage that the iPad's already got, I think this might be the last one for it. So we'll go 3, 2, 1. Okay, right, let's see what the Samsung is doing. So the Samsung actually landed in exactly the same corner again. So you can see it's now really starting to push the sort of sides apart. These buttons are open, but they'll close back up fine. Let's see. Still got the sound working. Camera still working. So Samsung is still working. I'm amazed that the iPad's still working. Where did it land? Okay, so it's landed right on the bottom. So you can see that's pushed in on the speaker there, and it's lifted some of the glass out. Otherwise, home button still works. Can we still get some? Yep. Does that sound quieter? Oh, the volume's down. Put that. I don't think the iPad's actually very loud. Both speakers are still working, but it's not sounding very good. It's not looking too good for the iPad. Camera, I mean, it's hard to tell what's potentially camera damage and what's just the screen going absolutely mental. You can see this is coming apart a little bit more. Oh right, okay, so if you can see in there, that's the angle, that's the camera sticking forward. So the camera has lifted the screen out of its place, and the camera has sunk right into the top of the iPad. So actually, that is why, so I'm holding this here, you can see the iPad's looking at the sky because the camera itself is pointed up. Selfie camera is still working, so I think we're good to go again. So I'm just going to throw this as hard as I can in the corner now. 3, 2, 1. Okay, I saw debris going flying off that there. I don't think that's okay. Let's do the same again with the iPad. 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. So where did the Samsung went? All the way in here. It's not good. So the Samsung has impacted both here. So this is the old corner of damage that we had. It's hit here and here. So we've got damage on both corners. It's pushing the back out the whole way along. The screen is obviously shattered. It's still working. It seemed like it was trying to go on YouTube there. Do we have the camera still working? Yep. And have we got... Still got speakers, so everything is still working on our Samsung. The iPad is actually still working as well. So I'm quite impressed by this because this shattered. Usually once the display shatters, it's really, like the LCD, it's usually very fragile to any more impacts. So I think that hit the iPad down the bottom here. Impressively, I don't think the iPad's actually really taken much more damage. You can now see through the camera some light coming out of the back of the screen. So yeah, the iPad still seems to be unfazed by that one. So the devices are still how they were just a second ago. So I'm just going to absolutely slam them down again. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Samsung has made its mark there. iPad mini, still in the same sort of way it was before. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So first of all, we've got the back of the Samsung. So here's the rest of it. The Samsung's looking a bit worse for wear. This could be quite fragile now to any future drops because the insides are actually exposed. But SIM card's been removed. Oh my goodness. That's a panic. So that's the first error we've actually had from any of these. The only option it's given us is to restart. So I guess the Samsung's going to do a restart and then we can come back to that in a minute. It's given us the boot screen, so it's working. Okay, come here. I'm looking at the iPad and I can see the ground through the camera hole. That is the ground. Oh my goodness. I've never seen that happen before. So there's a hole in the iPad.
Where'd it go?
The screen has given out. So, yep, we can still see there's a little bit going on at the side here. If I click... Oh no! Oh, that'll be why the screen was so black. Because the camera is missing. Wait, so if I can get back into the camera... Can I get in here? I'm amazed this screen is still working under here. Oh. I want to get back into the camera, and if I can touch up here, I'm wanting to see the front camera. I don't know what this is. It's come out of the iPad, and it's... I'm not sure what that is. That's structurally attached. I'm trying to flip the camera around, but it doesn't seem to be working. I wanted to see if I could get the front camera to work. How's our Samsung getting on? Let's go back. Samsung is back. And its camera still works as well. So I guess we'll now go for screen drop test maybe. So we'll go Samsung screen down in 3, 2, 1. iPad in 3, 2, 1. Okay. That's just sort of shattered our Samsung a bit more. You can see some damage there, specifically. The camera's lagging a bit on this. That's new, isn't it? It wasn't doing that before. The iPad is also looking just a little bit worse for wear. Can't Can't lie there, the screen is not doing too well. Yeah, we'll just go for another one. Give it a wee toss. Give the Samsung the same. How are they getting on? There's our home, all the home buttons attached to the screen. Does it still work? If I go to the next, oh. So this would be the touch layer for the screen. Yep, so I think we've lost control of the front of the iPad. So the iPad is now just doing its own thing. Samsung is lagging, but it's still working. You can see its camera there, that's how small the camera is inside it. So, okay. The iPad just locked itself. It just made the lock noise. I think the iPad has just put Samsung down. The iPad might... Okay, so we can get it to come on by flicking this little switch now, but that's as much as we're getting out the iPad. The top button isn't working anymore. It's still clicking, but it's not working. And our home button doesn't work either. Hello? Okay, the Samsung's now starting to go a bit crazy. So... Okay, there goes the iPad screen. Okay, don't know where that burst of life from the Samsung came from. The iPad is, so look at the bend on the actual screen layers itself. Can I get that to come back on? Yep, the iPad is still showing us life. Samsung's asking if it can use the current location. I'm going to tell it no, I don't think it really matters. 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Our iPad, oh, has hit in this corner with the button. No. That's not going to work anymore. So I don't know if the iPad's still working or not, but we've lost the ability to use the button. Has that helped? It has. That actually fixed the iPad. That has also shattered the rest of the screen with me putting that on the floor and stomping on it, so that's not helped. Let's see if I can throw this at the Samsung and finish the Samsung off. That'll be a no. Give that another go. Is it still working? Yep, still got some life from it. 3, 2, 1. Oh, come look at this. We've got different colours coming out of the Samsung here now. Got the frame all bent, the back of it's got some piercings, that's a lot, so the battery has been pushed out and simultaneously dented in. Do we still have over the horizon? It made a little noise there. I don't know. I'm trying to see if we can still get any life out of the Samsung, but I don't know. I don't think the screen's taking any touch response. It's still working, it's rotating. The iPad is giving us much the same as before. Let's put the iPad down and throw the Samsung at it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can see we've got some colour coming out of that there. The Samsung has... Alright, there's a cable come undone. If I put that in, do I get control of the screen again? I think I do, I've just fixed it. It's not working anymore. iPad is still working. You can see the backlight coming through now. That's me just peeling bits of the screen off. Step on that. This is still working. Okay, we got a bit of noise from that there. I don't know if that came through after the drop, but it stopped. We've got, that is not showing up in video, but that is bright. So we've got the different layers of the screen here opening up. Don't know if I can, yep, so that's the insides of the array. It's my connector still plugged in. I don't think we're in control of the Samsung anymore. And there it goes. Okay, so so we had the front of the iPad fell off with the glass, and we've just got the LCD screen. The Samsung's LCD screen has fallen out of the tablet. The tablet is actually still in one piece, but the screen's quite hot actually. It's quite warm. That goes, that can join our bundle. I don't think the Samsung has... I don't think there's any way of telling if the Samsung's still working at this point. Click the buttons here. I think that might be it, so... yeah, there's no more life left in the Samsung. I suppose I could try bending it. Try bending it back the way. That'll be glass in my fingers. Yeah, so I just snapped the screen in half there. Don't know if I can... no, that might be a bit too difficult. No, that's a bit difficult. How is our iPad getting on? It's still working. Maybe try and then test the iPad as well. Try and get it to come back on. I've went and bent the button in again. See if I can undo that. iPad is still working. Let's see if I can bend that, but there we go. So the iPad is still showing us life, even bent in half like that. And there it goes, there's the life, it's gone. But I think that's basically gonna be the end of this video. I think it's safe to say that these tablets are yeah, done. So thanks for watching, and got another video in the works soon. It'll be much the same, but instead of our tablets, it's going to be an Android phone against an iPhone. So make sure you stick around for that, and I'll see you in the next one.